Hi everybody, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with Goth Tarot. It's my weekly look into the shadow issues of our lives, the things that bother us, or the things that we brood about. And let me tell you, there's a lot to be broody about in the American states, a lot of flooding and weather problems, whether you think it's climate change or whether you just think it's 100-year storm or whatever it is. Lives have been devastated, and it may be rather hard for us to embrace all that emotionally and logically, wondering how these people are going to do, what's going to happen to them. But likewise, there are people in other parts of the world that also are suffering from unique oppressive problems, like maybe the wars that are going on in Russia and Ukraine and Palestine and Israel, the assassinations going on by certain countries. All of these things are really a lot for us to take in. And so what I'm attempting to do here is to give us, at least for our own lives, but maybe on a collective level, some sense of understanding what we're going through or putting context to it. So I do a multi-leveled tarot reading. This week I'm going to just do 4 cards, and I will also use a deck for each card that represents maybe symbolically or thematically something about that situation that I'm trying to look at. So we have a long time tradition here of using the Murder of Crows tarot for a lot of the readings, and today we're using the Murder of Crows for the first card, which we call the Dark Design. Now this is a collective reading, so remember that this is for everybody on some level. If you can take what resonates and leave the rest. But the Murder of Crows, this deck is a pretty dark and broody deck. And so as the Dark Design, I think it does kind of give us an idea from a tarot point of view, what is the overall environment or the perspectives. And that Dark Design is the Ace of Cups. So right now, the environment is trying to enforce or emphasize the ideas that there's a beginning here that can bring compassion and love to your lives, as well as maybe the lives of other people in general. You know, maybe this is like that very old song from the 60s. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. So even from that kind of goth perspective, this could be very true. And of course, a lot of this pertains absolutely to us, goth or dark-minded folks, personal healing journeys, that we have to heal our hearts of many things perhaps that bother or plague us. All right, so now I'm going to go on to the second card, which represents the idea of the dark drama, the influences that others may have or you should possibly be aware of. And I'm going to use the Gothic Tarot of Vampires. And I like this card because it does seem to inform on the idea of certain personalities or personality types and or situations that just seem, you know, interpersonal. So it's a good deck to use for this. What are the influences of others. Do people gossip? And what do they gossip about? Are there machinations going on that you should be aware of? Are people trying to influence people for you or against you? All right. And it's the Five of Swords. So it's the overall worst card that we can have in the deck sometimes. I like to think that the Five of Swords is the nobody wins card. Especially true, I think, when it's reversed. It's not here. Looks pretty nasty, you know, vampires fighting or something going on there. And, you know, vampires could be a metaphor for what plagues the world, what is bedeviling the world, what sucks the life out of the world. So it's another part of why we have it in dark drama position here. The influences of others maybe are provocative at this time, and we could apply this even to the world situation. What the world needs now is love, but what others may want for it is eternal conflict of some sort. Winner-take-all situations. To the victor goes the spoils. And so it's kind of bleak. It's definitely bleak. We have to watch for these things, even if they happen personally in our lives. That maybe when those of us who maybe are trying to be kind and embrace universal love in our lives and for others, there's always going to be somebody who abhors that and wants to change that. And of course, we need go no further than, you know, politics and religion to see where things shake out. This is not a political statement, so I'm just going to leave it with that. So that is the effect of others, that basically they're angry and maybe want to upset your happiness. So card 3 then is the dark truth, and that is what you must accept. The truth you must accept what may really be going on. As much as tarot can predict what anything really is. And it's from the Santa Muerte tarot, which I've used a lot here too, but not very often recently in this last year, but previously I used it quite a bit. It's a beautiful deck. It's designed or drawn, illustrated by Fabio Listrani for Lo Scarabeo Tarot, which is a division of Llewellyn Publishing. I love this tarot. It's very beautiful. I don't have a full appreciation of Santa Muerte, but I work with these cards pretty well in my own opinion. So if it's because of Santa Muerte, you know, I'm very grateful. I want to give back. The dark truth. Whoa. Sorry about that. What is the dark truth? The truth that we must accept here? It's the High Priestess upright. The dark truth is that there may be some things we don't know yet, and maybe we can know them because this is about our own intuition. And so from that collective point of view, we must really listen to our inner wisdom, dark as it may be at this time. We may be, when you look at the strain of things going from a global or collective point of view, we may be in some perilous era due to reasons I've already mentioned. Trust no one comes to mind, but also trust yourself a lot, and don't be worried about trying to explore this, because we need to. We need to understand things that maybe are not easily seen. So the dark truth is knowing that there's more to find out here, and that you may have to trust your inner wisdom more than almost anything. That's okay. All right, our fourth and final card will come from the Beauty of Horror Tarot. It's a little kitschy, but I like it. I've been getting some good readings off of it. And the question we ask is, what is the dark twist? What is unexpected or destiny that maybe pops in here to give us a change or an alternative? Some other kind of option? Some other way of understanding or looking at things? What is our dark twist? Collectively or for ourselves? And you know, I think so far I've been pretty good about explaining them in context between, you know, a greater collective that reading that maybe needs to happen, you know, in terms of, like I said, you know, the troubles of the world right now. But I think a lot of this also can apply individually to our lives. All right, what is the dark twist? It's the Five of Cups reversed. So the dark twist is that maybe there really is some unexpected hope coming back. There really is some unexpected situation where maybe someone or something that we thought was not able to help us. You know, there's a lot of despair that maybe doesn't need to be there in the Five of Cups when it's upright, but regardless, it is a despair that we could be feeling. And so writing those Five of Cups also suggests that there's hope still, maybe coming from somewhere very unexpected, because just the idea of the hope is unexpected. Okay, it's now time to say that maybe the Dark Lords will take pity on the world, or maybe aliens, maybe just science, maybe just making certain people give us all the money we need to do whatever we can to fix it. You know, I hate to be a gloomer boomer, but this is the way it is, folks. We are really beyond the last step, the deadline. It may no longer be possible to change things, or at least that's what some people are saying. And so it almost looks like it's divine intervention or nothing. Can that really be? As a Cassandra type personality, I always think there's something that maybe we don't know. Some people say, oh, it's aliens. Well, I think more likely, if there are others sharing the world with us or viewing us, they're ourselves. They're not from somewhere else. They're here. Maybe they're previous groups of people that just decided to concentrate on science outside of prying eyes. And you know, sometimes science fiction is corny, but a lot of times science fiction leads the way in speculations of where we end up going. So no one should really think I'm being too silly here, because, like I said, anything's possible. Yes, the rich cannot completely hide from this, but who knows what they can do, and who knows what they could be coerced into doing to help us out here. So at any rate, it's now time for an affirmation. And I'm going to work with the Oracle of the Hekatean Path. And it seems like it's clearly much more necessary, because for a long time now, over 30 years, I've realized or known that people were feeling they were having visions of Hecate. And some of this may correspond to people's other situations where it's the Morgan or it's Odin or it's somebody else who is interfacing with our world from that other realm and telling us that we have approached perilous times, that we were going to be. So it may well have been that 30 years ago was still an opportunity to do something. And its strength. 14 in this oracle, it says, Liena the lioness. So let's have that affirmation then. Hecate cultivates independence and self-empowerment. Lions are noble, strong, and fierce protectors, and Hecate's association with them comes from the Chaldean oracles, where Hecate is not only described as being lion-possessing, but that if you call upon me often, you will perceive anything in lion form. I know there are some ancient depictions that have those qualities. She knows you have the strength in you. She gives you the tools, but expects you to pick them up and put them to good use. Even if that means learning how. Tap into the strength of Hecate and rise. And this is wonderful because, you know, a lot of the reading I felt really was more collectively global, the very perilous situations we face. And we have to rise together. We have to rise somehow. It's not going to happen if we don't. The thing is we've let our leaders get away with this for too long already. They're serving only the wealthiest, and it's so crucial that we make them understand. And this is global. I'm not picking on any one particular country. There's a lot of nations who have their heads in the sand about what's going on with climate change, or they're waiting for a country to lead the way, a country that normally is the leader of these things. So you have to wonder, you know, why can't we get this to happen? I'm going to leave it there for us this week. And just mention, don't forget to watch our other shows. Don't forget to watch my emotional exchanges. I promise to be a little more pleasant. Find out what's going on emotionally in your life, you know, who may be coming towards you, that kind of thing. On Saturday, don't forget to watch Happy Hour. It's going to be on later this day instead of its normal 10 a.m. It will be on at 4 p.m. So watch that. Also watch Banshee's Material Matters, which will be on at 10 a.m. Sunday morning. We are live also on Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. It's not very busy, so come and get a reading. We're also live on Sunday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m. So come and get a reading there. And I think we have something special coming out very soon. It is about something going on in our nation that maybe is of great interest. So stay tuned for that. All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you the next time.